everyone. My name is Rhea Joel Tugarada. Today, we're gonna discuss about bilingualism and writing system. It is the continuation of the report of Princess Anson. Here are the contents of my discussion. Learning an additional writing system. Second one, the simultaneous activation of two language systems. The third one, the biliterate brain. Learning an additional writing system. Biliteracy can facilitate the learning of an additional writing system. Although the term biliteracy includes literacy in more than two writing systems. Triliteracy may differ from biliteracy, an L3 writing system accusation from L2 writing system accusation. Simply put, biliteracy is the ability to read and write proficiently in two languages. Fluency in both reading and writing are present in biliteracy. Usually, someone who is biliterate has knowledge and skills to read and write in their home languages and in a second language. Unlike a person who is biliterate that can read and write proficiently in two languages, the term bilingual is used to describe someone who can only fluently speak two languages. The simultaneous activation of two writing systems. In the mind of a biliterate, two or more writing systems coexist. This means that when a biliterate is reading or writing one language, the writing system of another language may be also activated. So it means bilingual reading can require more than knowing two languages. Learners must acquire also the writing conventions of their second language, which can differ in its deep mapping principles, writing system, and its visual configurations, the script. In a biliterate, both two languages are active when they are writing. It means when a biliterate is writing, the two languages may active simultaneously depending on a certain factors. The biliterate brain. More evidence for differences between biliterates and monoliterates comes from neuroimaging studies, which show that the reading networks in biliterates brains adapt to the needs of reading more than one writing system. Sequential biliterates differ from native readers of their later learned writing system because they show the same activation patterns for reading their L2 as their L1. This may depend on age of onset of biliteracy. Reading proficiency and characteristics of the writing systems involve the interesting things that biliteracy can result in changes to the neural structures that support reading, and that effects appear after relatively short periods of exposure to a second language writing system. So now, let us now proceed to the writing system and metalinguistic awareness in bilinguals. So, people literate in different writing systems analyze the spoken language in different units depending on what their writing systems represent. So users of different writing systems then require awareness of different language units, phonemes or alphabets, syllables for syllabic writing systems, and morphemes for morphemic writing systems. So literacy in different writing system then requires awareness of those units of language that are represented in the writing system, and at the end of time fosters such as awareness. So, here is the example. Children acquiring an alphabetic writing system does not able to segment speech into phonemes, but phonemic awareness is not need to read alphabetic. So, according to Lusu and Start 2003, compared phonemic awareness in monoliterate and preliterate bilingual and monolingual children. The monoliterate bilinguals outperformed the literate monolinguals, but the preliterate bilinguals did not outperform preliterate monolinguals. Phonemic awareness does not improve with bilingualism, and that biliterates only outperform monoliterates if their other writing system is more phonologically transparent. So, biliteracy with an alphabetic writing system improves phonemic awareness not only in children but adults in L2 readers with an alphabetic L1 writing system can outperform native users of their second language who are not alphabetic readers. For example, L1 English learners of L2 Hebrew outperform Hebrew not native speakers. So, phonemic awareness is the understanding that spoken languages, words can be broken into individual phonemes, the smallest units of spoken language. Well, children, the monoliterate bilinguals outperformed the literate monolinguals, but the preliterate bilinguals did not outperform preliterate monolinguals. Phonemic awareness does not improve with bilingualism, and that biliterates only outperform monoliterates if their other writing system is more phonologically transparent. So, biliteracy with an alphabetic writing system improves phonemic awareness not only in children but adults in L2 readers with an alphabetic L1 writing system can outperform native users of their second language who are not alphabetic readers. For example, L1 English learners of L2 Hebrew outperform Hebrew not native speakers. Phonemic awareness. Much research looked at phonemic awareness in bilingual children for a number of reasons. It is a crucial plurality acquisition in English. It is more difficult to acquire than other aspects of phonological awareness. It does not develop in the absence of alphabetic literacy. So, let us now proceed to the word awareness and morphological awareness. So, word awareness includes both the ability to distinguish word from referent and the ability to identify and manipulate words in the spoken language. In this line of research, a word is the spoken equivalent of a string of letters that is preceded and followed by spacing in writing. So bilinguals, the children develop an awareness of the arbitrariness of the sound, meaning relationship in words earlier than monolinguals. They can evaluate the length of a word such as caterpillar, ignoring the length of its referent, and learn earlier to produce and comprehend sentences where one word is substituted for another. For example, spaghetti are good children from we are good children. So, on the other hand, bilingualism does not improve children's ability to count or segment words, according to Nicolades and Genesi 1996, Riccardelli 1992. As only literacy in the word space writing system can develop the ability to identify and manipulate those units of language that are represented as orthographic words in writing. Morphological awareness is a skill that helps students read and spell. When researchers have studied different skills that contribute to students' performance on reading and spelling skills, morphological awareness ability often is one of the skills that predicts how well students will perform on those tasks. So, it is a skill that helps students problem solve words they do not know how to read and spell. For reading, this is especially important when students are reading textbooks with academic language so that they can gain the knowledge they need in the subject areas they study. Let us now proceed to the metalinguistic awareness and second language pronunciation. So, metalinguistic awareness is defined as the ability to distance oneself from the content of speech in order to reflect upon and manipulate the structure of language. Metalinguistic awareness requires the speakers to focus on the structure and form of language and develop in later stage of language acquisition around the age of 5 to 6, building on earlier linguistic knowledge. So, bilinguals' knowledge of one or more writing systems can affect not only performance on metalinguistic awareness tasks and reading and writing, but also spoken language production. Bassett 2008 argued that in instructed sequential bilinguals, the orthographic representation of the second language partly reinterpreted in terms of L1 grapheme, phoneme, and correspondences of A may interact with the spoken input in shaping L2 phonological representations, and that this representation would be reflected not only in phonological awareness tasks but also in pronunciation. So now, let's go to non-linguistic cognitive consequences for literacy. So, non-linguistic cognitive consequences of literacy. Knowing more than one writing system can positively affect performance in non-linguistic cognitive tasks, reducing the effect of literacy-induced biases in thinking and perception. Research inspired by the resurgence of linguistic relativity shows that speakers of different languages perform differently on some non-linguistic cognitive tests because of differences in how their language represents a specific aspect of reality, and recent research shows that bilingualism affects non-linguistic cognition. And now, the conclusion. So in conclusion, the above review shows that knowledge of more than one writing system affects bilinguals' reading, writing, literacy acquisition, metalinguistic awareness, spoken language production, and non-linguistic cognition. Biliteracy has many positive effects, from facilitating the acquisition of an additional written language to allowing creative uses of writing systems. While it is noticeably that biliterates can outperform monoliterate native speakers of their first language in L1 reading and writing, it is even more interesting that biliteracy's effects extend beyond written language to include analysis of the spoken language and non-linguistic cognition. Sometimes things can go wrong. For instance, when the L2 orthographic input is misinterpreted and affects L2 pronunciation, but generally effects are positive, biliterates are also qualitatively different from monoliterates.